there, I'm Kat. Thank you for joining me for Chat with Kat. We're going on a journey and having conversations with people from a variety of backgrounds and experiences. And during this journey, we're going to probably laugh and smile. We'll have moments of compassion and cry. We may be angry or feel confronted, and we may be amazed and just need to ponder. So whatever the emotion is that comes up, let's take a moment to breathe and ask ourselves why we're feeling this. And also, let's ask, what can I learn from this? So go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and make sure that your friends and family and colleagues and anyone you feel could get something from this gets to see this. So let's get on with our journey with Chat with Kat.
So hi, I'm Amélie. Okay, well, it is actually nice to see you more or less in person. I mean, we're in our self-perfected group, and I think we see each other briefly or maybe through the chat, but this is my first time really getting a chance to speak with you. So thank you for coming and doing this. And I appreciate that you actually have been listening to the episode. So thank you for that too. And hopefully you're getting something good out of them. So
yeah. No, I love what you're doing with this series and just like getting to like know everybody. I mean, not everybody, but one day you'll do everybody from the community. It's like, it's awesome. So it's like, I just get to know more people from the community without like, just like that. So I just love what you're doing.
No, thank you. Well, I don't know too much about you, and as the community grows and as people listen to this, I'm sure they don't know much about you at all. So why don't you tell me a bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Amélie. I'm from Montreal, Canada. I grew up like in the South Shore of Montreal, so not directly on the island, and I still live there right now. And yeah, so I'm the fourth in my family. I have 9 siblings, and I am like, I've been raised Catholic, and my parents are really into religion, and so they raised us like that. I was also homeschooled, never went to school. I don't even know what a real school looks like, but yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just turned 20 like last month, and yeah, that's like the basic about me. Yeah.
Okay, and so how did you find out or get involved with Self-Perfected?
Okay, so basically, I went to the clubhouse that Joe is hosting in Montreal, and like 6 months. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was in January. So I went for the first clubhouse in January, and yeah, that's how I was introduced to the self-perfected community, and then eventually, I got introduced to Techno Sugar and the tool, and it's like after months of like just coming up to the clubhouse like consistently. I was like, I think I missed like since January. I think I missed like, because I'm still coming like consistently to the clubhouses, but I think I missed like 3 since January, and it's like they happen every 2 weeks. So yeah, it's like coming consistently and being introduced to Techno Shooter, and just like over time I got it, and I mean the changes have been like insane, and it's like, I don't know, I guess we're gonna go into this, but it's like I've been like wanting like a change in my life like since forever. I mean forever. I mean for a very very long time, even as a kid. Like I've been wanting it to change, and I feel like since I got TechnoTutor, since I got to start the process, since I got to use the tool, meet the community, meet the people, get the support from this group, like I've actually been able like to actually change, and like that's crazy.
So you said you've changed. What does that look like for you in the short time that you've been doing this?
So basically, okay, I got Technosuiter and started actually doing like consistently the processes in April of this year. So it's been like 5 months basically, and it's like to really like explain, because so many things changed in my life, but I guess like to explain it like in a way where we can just compare, I'll just like talk about like where I came from before getting introduced to TechnoTutor and the community and all of that. So basically, I never went to school, and after I got like an equivalent for like high school, and then I started to work full time at like 17 years old, right? And like before that 17 years old, I never got to meet people outside my family. And then I started working full time, and then I started to actually interact with the real world, basically, because I was living in my bubble that my parents created for their family, right? So it's like me, myself, so many things happened like during like before I started actually like working full time, like actually interacting with the world and actually like having a future or something. It's like, or having the possibility to just like be independent and do my own thing and all of that. So it's like so many things happened before that, but I wasn't seeing it. So when I started working, like the shift was like, I didn't like realize at the time, but like the shift was so like strong, but it didn't feel strong. Like it felt through overtime, and I felt like because basically like during my whole childhood, like I felt like I didn't have like, I don't know, like my own individuality or just the ability to have my own things, like be myself or express myself. That came through a lot of like suppression, also with religion. And I just like felt that way, but I never realized how, because I would tell myself that once I start working, once I make my own money, that I'm gonna do my own thing and I'm gonna like feel like better. I'm not gonna have to be always at home all the time, because I wasn't even allowed to like go on walks or have friends. Like before that, I was like really stuck at my house for 17 years, and then I started working full time. And then before, like during that first, like let's say, part of my life, I was just like in my mind, like my mindset was just, once I start working, everything's gonna be okay. Once I start doing my things, everything's gonna be okay. And that's how like I was able to keep going. And so it happened. And did everything went okay? Absolutely not. I felt terrible. I felt terrible inside. I didn't know the fuck what I was doing. I didn't have a personality and identity. I felt so like empty, and I just started having like depressive episodes. I don't want to call that depressive episode. I'm not diagnosed with anything or whatever, but it's like I would just feel bad and sad for no reason. And I'm telling you this whole idea, this whole story of like I was repressing this and this, and I didn't have the time to just like be myself or have my own identity and all of that. I'm telling you all of that, but at the time I didn't know it was that. I would just feel sad and bad and pathetic and empty and just like meaningless for no reason. And I was like, what is wrong? Like everything was supposed to go okay, right? That's what I was telling myself. But then it's like I started to like seek for solutions, obviously, because like I wasn't seeing a future with like what I was doing. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, I started seeking for like solution, and that's the reason why I'm kind of like so serious about change, so serious about actually taking the necessary action to create change. It's because that's all I had. It's like, it's this, or you feel depressed and miserable for the rest of your life. Right?
Wow.
So basically, I mean, I don't know, like because I wasn't even able to ask for help at the time, because I didn't have like any, because that's not something my parent taught me, right? Asking for help or just having an existential crisis, and everything that was mental health related was like viewed as bad and evil because of religion. So it's like, and I never, also the relationship I have with my parent is like so weird, and I'm saying it's weird now, but it's like I don't even realize how weird, because that's all I know. but I'm just feeling like there's something off. And I'm like, they're not bad people, but something's off. But anyways, like, I tried asking for help. No one I knew could help. And so, I mean, all of that, like, happened through, like, many, I don't know, like a year and a few months. And basically, I came across on YouTube someone teaching about, he's a public speaker, he's doing seminars, and he's teaching about authenticity, shadow work, inner work, and how what happened in our past affect us, social conditioning, and all of that. And like, seeing that, and I was just like, seeing him on stage being able to be authentic, to express himself and be like, you can do the same, right? I was like, yo, that's the solution. It's like, whatever he's teaching, I need to learn what this is. And so I started consuming a lot of content about this, and it was really good. I mean, it was actually the first time I started being more self-aware of what was going on, and that's at this period of time where I was able to say, well, oh, I was suppressing this because of this, this, and that. This is what happened. That's why I told myself that when I was a kid, and that's why I'm happy now, right? I was able to do like that work, and it was great. And then eventually, I could also see that, because he has great advice, and like I could also see that I'm not taking action on this. He would give like tips and tricks, and just like, it's like, you want to be more charismatic, like start a podcast, for example, like record yourself talking to your phone every day, or just like advice like that, or just like talk to more people. You want more social, you want to be more charismatic, you want to express yourself, go out there, talk to strangers, right? And I heard that. And like, he was explaining it in a very, very like, in a way where I knew that this is what I had to do to help myself, right? But I wasn't doing it. I wasn't able to take action. And I just wasn't able to. I was just like looking at the content, and then when I was watching like the video, I was like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. Oh my god, I need to do this, this, and that. Oh my god, that will help. And then the video's over, and you just like look at your life, and you're like, I don't want to do it. I'm not gonna do it. And so I didn't really like change in that way. But I also, at the same time, because he has a friend who also, the guy I'm talking about on YouTube, he has a friend who's also doing YouTube, and he's teaching more about social skills, and like his approach is like social skills and like spirituality, basically. And his approach is way more like rough, and it's like, take action, take action, take action. And because of like that, just do it mentality, basically. And because of that, I was like, again, someone else who like I can see how much like, it's like, if I do what they're saying, that I'm gonna like be able to feel better, just like be better, or just like get out of like the misery I was in. So it's like, because after watching his content, I don't like, that spoke to me like way more, in a way where I was able to finally take action on that. And so I decided to, take action. I was still like not really doing it. But anyways, I got to actually go to New York City for the seminar with like the first guy I was talking about, because he was hosting like a free seminar there. And I was like, that's just the next level. If watching the videos doesn't help, then I'm just gonna go there. I don't know, maybe there's some secret thing he's gonna do, and then I'm gonna figure it out. And basically, I signed up for his coaching after the seminar. It was a great seminar. And I was like, because he's doing like personal coaching, right? And so I decided to sign up for it, because I was like, well, that's that, or I never do what I want to do. I never like feel better. So I decided to go for that. And then also after that, because I was also struggling with, basically, the big part like with my struggle was just that I wasn't able to express myself. I wasn't able to like be social, to be myself, to be authentic, and all of that. And like what these guys were talking about, I just like, that's the solution, because like they're doing it and they're teaching you how to do it. And it's like, this is gonna help. But basically what I also did is like, this is all last year. Yeah, last year, June, I went to the seminar, And then in October last year, I went to a social skills program in New York City too, from the second guy I was talking about. Because I need to figure out this social thing. Because I was also, like, I knew, because my job would make me feel depressed. Because I was like, why am I tied to a schedule? Why do I have, like, only this amount of money? I want to make more. And I wanted to have a better job, or just to have financial freedom, basically. And I was like, basically, like, the way, like, he's marketing it, the social skills program, is that if you learn social skills, like, you're gonna, like, be able to make more money and all of that. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Anyways, I don't have friends. I feel miserable. I also want to express myself in that way. So I decided to go for the social skills program. It was great, but the problem is that none of the change were consistent. Because the thing that really, like, I wasn't able to consistently take action. Because the thing that made me consistently, like, not consistently, but, like, during this time, the thing that made me take action wasn't, like, it was because, like, I invested money into it, and I was like, I need to get something back, right? I need to return on my investment. And that's why, because, like, the social skills program was like a 4-day thing, 4 days. Yeah, it was like 4 days, and I was like, you were meeting people under, like, strangers. Like, that was the program. It's like, okay, the coaches are there, the group is there, now go talk to some people, go work on your social skills, basically. And it's like, that's, like, most people, like, total fear, right? And I did it, and a lot of the people that were there wasn't even able to do it. And I was like, I did it more consistently than most people there. But I was like, the thing is that it doesn't lead to anything. It's like, I'm not going to do this consistently. I'm doing it right now because, like, there's a whole thing around it, because I'm, like, doing the program. But it's like, once I'm back home, guess what happens? I don't do it. Like, I'm not going to, like, consistently improve like that. And the amount, because after that, it's like the amount of self-attack that happens, because you can do it. I had to prove I could. I did it for 4 days straight. I was like, why am I not able to do it now? Why am I not able to consistently take the action I should take to change, like, now, right? Yeah. And it's like the amount of self-attack that I had to go through, and, like, self-hate that I had to go through after that, it was crazy. And it's like, I was also, like, struggling financially a little bit, and I was so stressed about that. And I was like, I didn't really know, like, what would actually help. But basically, I decided to, after the program, I decided to, like, meet new people, actually do it. And it's like, I got to do it a little bit, and I went to a mastermind in Montreal, and then I met Joel, and it was a self-perfected clubhouse. I found it on Meetup, and I was like, I need to go there, right? And I was like, I remember, like, the very first time I just, like, got there, like, I was like, okay, so I said that I wasn't able to consistently take action, but I didn't go into, like, why yet, because I didn't know at the time. But, like, now I know, like, why exactly I wasn't able to do it. But it's like, listen, I remember, because, like, all my conditioning was against meeting new people. Like, my entire conditioning. Like, my parents were like, everybody's evil but us, right? Everybody doesn't, like, believe in God. And it's like, because I'm Catholic, but it's like traditional Catholic. Like, even Catholics, they're not good people. They have to go to church in Latin. And they have to, anyways, whatever. Wow. It's like, everybody's bad, right? And it's like, but I wanted, because I knew deep down, like, who I was before all of that conditioning. I'm someone who's social, who's positive, who's energetic, who wants to share like that. But I wasn't able to express it because my stuff we're suppressed. So it's like you go into that social situation where you're just like, I know who I am deep down, but I can't express it because of all the trash that's going on. Like that's crazy. And I remember like on the first time I went to this self-perfected clubhouse, I was just like in my car and I was like, because I'm not gonna meet new people. It's a mastermind. It's like it's chill. And if I don't like it, I leave. But it's like I remember just like being stuck in the parking lot. It's like I don't want to open the door. I don't want to get out of my car. I don't want to go. It's like the reason why is because technically I'm not supposed to, because of the way I was conditioned. I'm not supposed to meet new people. I'm not supposed to want to change. I'm not supposed to challenge my beliefs because God is right. Mm-hmm. Right? And my parents are right and they know better. It's like I'm not supposed to do any of that. So it's like, how can I take action? Like consistently take action on like actually expressing that if like everything I've been taught till this day goes against that. Anyways. Yeah.
So I mean that's really incredible that you went from being able to like not even talk about what your emotions were because you didn't really know what they were and being very isolated. And then you just started to challenge yourself going, this isn't right. I want something more and I don't know what that is, to finding out, different groups and trainings. And then you end up meeting Joel and getting into the self-perfected group. And you've been with the group for less than a year, right? So what have you gotten so far from being with the group of people and having those people around you?
Yep. So basically, I mean, you can tell right now that I can express myself. I can actually laugh and smile. I just act like a normal person, like not like a depressed person. I mean, there's that. Anyways, when I got the tool, I didn't get it right away how it worked, and I didn't believe that it was working. I already invested so much into it, so I didn't want to. When I got TT, I didn't want to get it, but I was like, because Joel and Gaetan like really like talked to me about this, and it's like I was just seeing like how Gaetan was able to express himself, like how he was able to like put himself out there unapologetically, and like there's a lot of like how he carries himself and like the projects he has and like how he just like interacts with people and all that I also wanted. I was like, I can see myself, like I know deep down that I also like I'm like in a similar like energy or something. It's like, but it's like, how can I not be able to express it and he can? And it's like, yeah, that's take this tutor, because I wasn't able to either, because then he should also share his story, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But it's like, anyway, so I just like I didn't want to go through that process. I didn't want to do it, but I was like, if this actually works, then it's worth it. So I got it, and when I got it in April, the beginning of April, like I was doing it like 2 hours a day for like 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
I was like, this is, if I'm getting it and I'm serious about this, I am not like doing this like halfway through. I'm doing it like full way through. And basically, yeah, I did that. And like one of the very first things I realized, like during the first week of me doing, I still remember, I was also watching a video about the social skills guy that I was talking about, because I was still consuming their content, because like there's great content, there's great advice, right? And I remember watching it, and like he talked about like doing like some kind of exercise or some kind of concept he was talking about, and I remember thinking, oh, I genuinely want to implement it. Like I don't have to force myself. That actually makes sense. I should do this. And I was like, I catch myself thinking that, and I'm like, wait, I never felt that way about it. So that was like probably like the first change I was able to see. But it's like through keep doing it and like looking at the content I was looking before, I was like, wait, I genuinely want to change. I genuinely want to do it. I know that doesn't make sense to like self-attack over it. That's okay if I don't do it, but I just want to do it. I see how that makes sense, right? And I was like, wait, Technotutor works. It works. And it's like, because before I was like, I told myself that I wanted to meet new people, right? Or just be more expressive. And I actually like a few months, I think, not even 2 months, I just like reached out to one of the coach I met in New York about social skills, and I told him, hey, I'm gonna do this challenge, I'm gonna meet 3 new people a day. And I was like, why am I doing it now? I was supposed to do it like 6 months ago. But it's like, I just like wanted to do it. And also I was like, I don't want to stay at my job. I want to get a better job. I want to go into sales. I always wanted to go into sales. So I was like actually looking for job opportunities in that. And I was like, oh, actually, I think that I don't have to self-attack like about what I believe, and that's okay if I believe something different than what my parents like believe. And I was actually able to look at this and be like, yeah, that's okay. I can own my opinion. I can be honest about what's going on. And that's crazy. And also like one of like the biggest thing that happened is just like, I have my own apartment. I just moved out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
I did. And I wanted, like, since I'm 12 years old, I told myself that I would do that. But I was never able to. And without doing the process, without being able to take responsibility for myself, without the support I got from this community, I would not be here right now. Like, technically, like, physically, I would not. I just moved out 2 weeks ago. It's like, I'm telling you this, but I still don't even realize it. That's crazy. And also, I just got a job like a month ago. I just got a job like in sales, in like one of like the first top like sales job in that field in Canada.
Wow.
And I finally did it. It's like now I can like make way more money and I have all these opportunities. And like socially, it's going crazy. It's like I actually did it, the challenge for like 30 days straight. I would just like go out and just like talk to 3 new people. And I actually did it. It didn't feel good, but I did it. And something kept me going. And it's like not a big thing. It's common sense. You want to get better at meeting new people? Meet new people. Like there's nothing else. You just like put yourself out there more. And like this last summer has been insane. Like the amount of people I met, that's crazy. And like it's not even that like looking at like the numbers of like, oh, I met like that number of people. And it's like when I meet people, that's genuine. I genuinely want to meet them. And it's like I'm authentic and I'm just putting myself out there and I'm able to just like, I don't know, I could meet like anyone, I could talk to anyone on the street right now and just like start a conversation with them. I could create new connection. I invite people to the clubhouse like consistently just because I just met them and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to this clubhouse, you should come. And it's like yesterday I was at an amusement park and I went there alone and I met new people. I just met 2 girls and then we became friends and I drove her back to her place and then like we're gonna see each other too. It's like this, like that's actual results. And I don't see any, like everything I just talked about, I don't see any point where I wouldn't be here without this community, without Technotutor, without doing the processes, without having the support I was like they gave me basically. I don't see myself like being able to do all of this without this. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible to hear this. I mean, I can hear
that's crazy.
I can hear the joy and excitement in you and see it. And it's so amazing because, you know, from what you're telling me, because I didn't know you before this, right? So what you're telling me, like this wouldn't have been you. Like you would have been very repressed and very like quiet and not talk to people before. And this is, I mean, I'm just so overwhelmed with how much joy you're getting right now. And I love it. I love that you've been able to like come out of your shell and being able to like really be a part of life now and enjoy it now and take part, like move forward. So it's incredible.
Yeah.
So
no, it is like very, like, I don't even realize it how awesome it is. But there's also like a side to it where I still feel like I'm not doing enough, where I still feel like this isn't enough, where I still feel like, it's like all those partners are still there. Physically, I'm able to like actually take the action, but it's like this hasn't like changed fully, right? Because it's like I still get into like a lot of self-attack. I still feel like I'm not good enough. I still feel like I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, but I'm still able to do it because I know why I'm doing it. Because I actually see that this is what I want to do, right? This is my future anyway. So it's like, let's go this. And it's like, but I mean, and I've changed a lot, and a lot of amazing things happen, but it's like a lot of it is also where I'm still struggling a lot. And when I think about it and like I talk about it like right now, I just realized that I don't care if I still struggle. It's like it's awesome what I've been able to do, and like just keep doing that. Yeah. But it's like yeah. But I'm someone who hates waiting. And if I want results, I want it now. And I think that that's why I was able to move so fast. And I'm happy that I'm like this. But at some point, I also have to take it easy, right? It's just like learn to be patient. But that's it's like another like point that I need to work on. And there's so many things I need to work on. But yeah, it's been like really, really, really life-changing to join like Self Perfected, to just like meet Joel, Margot, Gaetan, and just like I'm helping them like with the clubhouse now. And eventually like I don't see like that only makes sense to just share TT, right? As well, and just like do what they're doing too, and do what like we're doing with this community, and just share about that. But I mean, there's so many things holding me back, and I'm like, I want to share this with my family as well. I still haven't done it though, and I could do it, but it's like there's so many things that are also holding me back in that sense. And I feel like I don't, because I know I could do like, because it's like I got pretty far, but it's like now I'm thinking about everything else I could be doing, and I'm like, why am I not doing it now? And it's like all so many like different points that I will work on, but it's like I'm still frustrated about it, and it's like because I could move even faster. Yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, but yeah.
So you mentioned family. What is their response to how you've changed in the last little while?
I don't really notice. I don't think so.
They don't notice your change?
I don't think so. I never asked them, but I don't know, the relationship with my family is like really weird. And I don't like talking about but I don't like talking about it because I just think it's weird. It's like we love each other. Like we don't hate each other, but it's like there's so many things. I don't know. My parents are people that suppress absolutely everything. And it's like there's no like real connection that you can make, or just like, and I'm saying that, and I don't want to say it because I just think it's sad, and I don't want this to be true, but it's like, yeah, it's like there's no really a connection that I was able to make. But it's like if I talk about this with my other siblings, they will say yes. but it's like not me. So it's like I guess we all live it differently, or I don't know. But I mean, honestly, I just wish they had TT when they grew up. I just wish, yeah. I just wish they had TT. I just wish that they were able to have the right education to like raise a child. Like I don't want to say properly because like I wish they had the vocabulary or just like the understanding of like the effect of what they're doing has on us, on me and my siblings. And I just wish that we were just able to recognize the common sense of the situation, that what we're doing does not make sense. But it does, because that's the best they had, because their parents didn't even have technology. They didn't have the process. They didn't have the resources. And at this point, it's just like, but I do. So it's like my responsibility now to just introduce this to them and just like share that with them. But it's like so many things are holding me back because I'm like, who am I to just like do that? I don't have the authority to do that. And it's like my younger brother, the youngest of the family, he's like 6 years old and he has autism. Like he doesn't even speak right now. And I'm like, I know that TT will help him, right? I know that it will help him, but it's like there's so many resistance of like sharing this with them because like I know they're probably not going to see the value in it. It's like there's so many points like holding me back, like saying, hey, I have a solution, let's try this, right? Because at the same time I'm kind of like the bad child because I'm I'm the bad big sister. I'm not. Yeah, it's like I don't have the best reputation in my family because I'm challenging a lot of ideas, and I'm just like I moved out. No one wants me to move out. No one, and I did because that's the best I can do for myself. And even if I share that with them, they're not going to get it, and it's like they're not even asking for like the reasons and all of that. We never had like I mean, I guess we did. Like, I mean, they never came up to me like to have a heart-to-heart conversation. And I'm saying that, and a part of me is like, yeah, that's normal. That's what parents do, because that's all I knew. But it's like, is it? Because if I had a kid, I wouldn't do what you're doing. But it's like, I forgot the question you asked.
No, I think you answered it because I mean, talking about family, it's interesting because like you, I'm kind of like the black sheep in the family. I'm I got into acting. Decided to ride a motorcycle. I've always kind of been fighting the system. I've never wanted to be put into a box. I don't fit into a box. I kept telling that to people, and they kept trying to make me like the right way to do things is to do this, go to school, get a job, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to just be an employee for the rest of my life and working for somebody else. I want to do my own and create my own, and it's just not, my family, it's not understood. So I know I'm the black sheep of the family. They do not understand me. They ask questions, they try to understand like where my head is at, and they're like, yeah, but you need to get grounded and put your feet on the ground. And it's like, but yeah, I do, but I see so much bigger. And that's the thing. I don't see a small little thing and like this is my only thing in life and that's it. Like I see it so much bigger in the picture. So I understand not your situation, but I understand not really feeling like you belong and kind of being the odd person out and black sheep of the family and a bit of a rebel. So it's I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
it's either, but that's holding me back because now I'm like, I don't want to like come up to them and say I have a solution. It's like if they're not, like if I'm viewed that way, like it doesn't make sense. But it's like I know that this will help them and change their lives, and I feel like I shouldn't be the person to share about that with them, but I am, right? I mean,
well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more that they're going to at some point see what's happening in your life, and they're going to see that you're happy, and you're going after things, and that you're enjoying yourself, and that you're growing as a person. And either they're going to accept it, or they're going to be so confronted by it that they're going to like rebel and push back. Right? It's one of those two things. So I guess really what it is like, can I be comfortable with whatever their reaction is?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 100%.
It's not easy though. Like, trust me, it's not easy, and I'm far, 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 far from perfect. With family relationships and stuff. But I've just had to come to the realization that it's like, you know what, I can push all I want and try to tell them these things and try to get them to see a different way. But if they don't want to, they don't want to. And I just know where now our relationship is, right? Which is very sad. It's very, and that was one big thing for me to really have to go through and overcome too, is just that I know who my family is. I know how they see me. And I have to be okay with that and not try to please that anymore, because that made me unhappy, right? So, and now I have like a new family with people through Technotutor and the self-perfected group. And honestly, these are some really solid people who would get your back and support you and help uplift you and like be that person that you need to be, right? So to get you through those times. So
yeah, 100%. The support I received from this community like has been amazing. Just like so like you're not going to find this anywhere else type thing. And it's like local. And I know that without this local aspect of like having people that I can see in person, like this weekend, at the clubhouse, it's like, you're not gonna have this anywhere. And it's international as well. And it's like everybody is just like open to talking about this and then walking different points. I just had a conversation like with Sandro last week. It's like the first time I talked to him, but it's like we went so deep into like religion and like how to help our families with that and how to help yourself based on that, because he also came from a Catholic background, very very similar to mine. And it's like it's so niche. Like the issue I was like trying to walk through, and it's like there's someone here to help you as well. And it's like you can find support for every single point within this community, and it actually works. You actually create the change. It's not about changing to feel better. If it was about changing to feel better, I wouldn't be here. I'm actually changing. I just moved out. I can actually express myself during this call. I wasn't stressed about going on this call. I wasn't stressed about sharing about myself. A few months earlier, there's no way I'm doing this. No, a few months before that, I wouldn't even say like a month or whatever. It's like I've been changing so fast, and I'm like, this is just the beginning. It hasn't even been 6 months yet. It's like since I really started, but I know that I'm someone who's really committed to change, and not everybody's like this, and I'm someone who always wants to go deeper, and not everybody is like this, and I just find it frustrating. But it's like the people from this community, like they're actually serious about change fast. They're actually serious about going deeper in the conversation, and it's like that. Like that's all you can ask for, basically. Like, I mean, because like we live through so many problems, and if I look like long term, it doesn't like we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. It's whether you live for your self-interest or you just feel bad for all the suffering and abuse that's happening in the world, or you just like to close your eyes on that and then just like do what makes you feel good. Or just like going to, I don't know, building a business, making millions, or just like, I don't know, doing drugs or whatever. You can whether go into that, because like that's gonna make you feel better, and just like close your eyes on like physical reality, that there is 28,000 kids dying of preventable causes every single day. And I don't know, I wanted to look this statistic up. It was like, I don't even know, like, the amount of suicide per day that's happening. That's crazy. Or just like the wars that are going on. And it's like, you can close your eyes on that and just like go make millions with your business, or just like go do drugs, or just go, I don't know, buy the fancy things you want to buy and just like feel good about yourself because you have status. Because other people are approving of you. Or are they really approving? What is even approval? Or just like, you can go to that. Or you can also look at like, why do we live in a system of abuse? Why me winning means you're going to die? Because that's what's happening anywhere. There's like child slavery. When you order on Amazon, you're just like supporting child slavery. Like, that's crazy. And it's just like, we cannot not support the abuse. That's not even a choice. We don't have free will. We cannot not support the abuse because the money system is based on that. And if you don't have money, you have nothing, and then you die. So it's like, we can't, like, that's crazy. We don't even have free choice. It's like, whether you abuse someone or whether you die, it's like, what is this? What is this? It's like, okay, like, when you look at it long term, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. And, you know, it's like, what my parents would tell you is like, you know, it's like, it's in God's hands. It's in God's hands. That's just the way the world is. And, you know, God gets it. God gets it, right? And we don't. And that's okay. We're just going to do our best. Get your job, get married, have a bunch of kids, and don't look at what's actually going on. But it's like, what's crazy is that in Christianity and like the message of Jesus is to look at other people just like you were them, like there's God in them, like they're your brother, they're your sister, we're all a family, we're all one, basically. Like, there's God in every single one of us. But it's like, why don't you actually want to change so that we can all have life?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the message of Jesus? No, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this? And it's like, I don't know. They'll find like thousands of ways to rationalize what they're doing. I'm not responsible for that. That's okay. But when I think about it for myself, I'm like we're in a hell right now. And I just happened to be born in Canada, where I can have a job and make 30 grand a month and be the one person of the population to be able to have that. But if I was born in Africa, I'd be dead right now. And I could have been born in Africa too. It's like there's nothing actually, like, you know what I mean? It's like, we're all the same anyway. And it's like, why can't I support everyone? Why do I have to choose between abuse or death?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's fucked up. That's like, we don't have free choice. So anyways, my whole point with this is that if you look at it long term, if you're like intelligent enough to look at the future long term, you're just like, yeah, it's like, we're not going anywhere. We're actually not going anywhere, and we're just like creating even more abuse. And like, there's AI coming. I'm not even gonna have a job in a few years. I'm not going to make those 30 grand a year in a few years. I'm not going to. I'm just like, I don't know what's gonna happen with AI, but I hope to have built something by then that would just like, you know, like, yeah, we're not gonna have a job.
Well,
We're not gonna have years.
I mean, I think the thing is with AI, yes, there are jobs that are going to be lost from AI, but when it comes down to the human touch, AI doesn't do that yet. I mean, maybe
but
down the future they will.
People don't actually look for that now.
I think they're changing though, because they went.
No, I think so too, and I'm so happy. But I think so too. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, there's the thing is like, what I see now is, because I've gone through the different sales stages where, you know, we went from a very in your face, shove it down your throat kind of sales, like buy, and like, how fast can I get that credit card number from you? To now people want to conversation with people. They want to know somebody actually cares about their problem. They want to know that you are, trying to help them find the best solution to what they're having, why they're calling you or contacting you about. They don't want to just be sold a product anymore. Right. Mm-hmm. And so we're moving. And then that was what our sales were in the past. So it used to be, we were caring about our neighbors and our friends and our family, and we actually cared about getting them something that they needed and wanted and exchanging the money for that service, right? Or that product. And so we're coming back in that circle of community again. And it's, on a big picture, it doesn't seem like it, but on a small picture, I think that's where we are. It's that people are tired of the robotics. They're tired of the automation. I mean, I'll tell you now, if somebody calls my cell phone and leaves me a message and it's an AI robotic call, I will never call them back. Because I want a real person.
But listen, you're right. And I agree with you. The jobs that are safe are actually in AI or personal brand. So that you make a connection with your community. Mm-hmm. AI and personal brand, that's safe technically. But what you said about, you yourself, you're not going to call back that AI. But imagine a world where a kid is born with the AI and the AI are doing everything, and that's normal. The kid growing up within this, that's normal to receive calls from AI. Are they going to pick up and call back? Yeah.
I don't know. I think if we can keep continuing to grow communities where we actually care about each other and supportive of each other, and actually, I think people are going to start seeing that. And I do see actually with a generation, I don't know what they are now, Gen Zs. Yeah, Gen Zs, I think it is. Gen Z, I think, are changing away from even though they're so consumed with social media and computers and everything, because that's all they've known, they're also looking for that human touch and that quality now. And I do see that changing, where they're kind of, because they're seeking out groups now. They're seeking out people. They're seeking out in-person events. They're not only just doing everything online anymore. So there is something, I think, in our soul, in our body, that just says we need this, even if we don't know what it is, right? So I don't know. I mean, you can lose yourself into AI. We've had conversations with Self-Perfected about, people having boyfriends and girlfriends and thinking AI is that thing. And it's but it will never fulfill them on a certain level, right? And people using it as their therapist. But there's a point where AI is at right now can't solve the problems. And I was actually just talking to someone who said that they were tutoring somebody, and they went and put a math equation into ChatGPT because they wanted to find some other tools or other activities to give this child, and ChatGPT got the math wrong. Mm-hmm. And so they said, well, it's a good thing I knew and I checked this, right? But there is limitations to AI right now. As much as we think it's very sophisticated, and in some ways it is, there's a lot of limitations still. So I think there is, that quality of human connection, which I don't think is ever going to go away, but people will suppress it. People will pretend it's not real. They'll pretend, but there's going to be that quality inside where they're not happy. They're feeling they're missing something, and they're feeling they don't know why.
Yeah, for sure. Because we all biologically need that connection. Mm-hmm. And if we live in a world where we don't have access to it, which is kind of what's happening right now, to some extent, right? Because people are just most people are isolated, and I don't actually know, to be honest. I didn't do research on that, but I just know that a lot of people feel isolated and alone. So it's we kind of also have that. But no, definitely when there's going to be robotic everywhere, people are going to be yeah, that's not fulfilling, or just getting tired of that for sure. Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Yeah. So it is important that we have these, when we have events, we go to the live events. When we have communities, that we are participating in communities and not just keeping ourselves isolated too, I think.
No,
Right?
no, the most, like, the real thing that's really important, honestly, right now is just like getting together and just processing whatever we have going on. Because we're both, you and I, we're both born in a world of abuse. We've been taught to abuse each other as well and participate in that world of abuse and we didn't see that. Like, we didn't have a choice. We don't have free choice. Like, we didn't have a choice but to, like, have this. So it's like, it's our responsibility now that we are able to walk through that process of programming all those bad and abusive ideas that were taught to us by people that didn't even have the resources, whatever. It's like, now we have this responsibility to share it, to be open about it, and to make it accessible to everybody, right? As people are able to see that, that's our responsibility now to do that. And whether it's through, I mean, eventually, if I ever have a family, whether it's through that, they're just like you doing this and just like getting to chat with all the people from the community and just like sharing about that. And it's just like the most important thing we can do right now is just like build a strong community, like not go for numbers or whatever, but just like go for real deep connection and like cut out the bullshit and just be raw, but also make it accessible, which is kind of like, you know, it's like opposite or whatever, but it's like, this is for real and we have to make it accessible. And I think that it's easy to say for sure, but I think that there's so many people in this community that are just like awesome communicators and just like, they're doing it, and that's how I got to meet you guys and the whole community, right? And all the effort that we put in, it's like process, right? So actually, yeah, that's my point. It's just like process all the bullshit like we were programmed to be, to do, to suppress, and then like it's actually like support ourselves in that way, and then we can build a community and support each other, right? And yeah, it's like the most important part is just like, for me right now, I mean, I just moved out for a reason. I wanted to have my own space to be able to actually like heal, basically, because I knew something was wrong and I wasn't able to just like really do it like at home. Like I had like a tiny room. I was like, all my siblings like everywhere. I didn't have a routine, all of that. So it was like terrible. And I'm talking about this. It's like that was my reality like 3 weeks ago. It's like, and now that I got like finally space to breathe, the most important thing is just like do my process, support myself, and just like see a future and go for that, and just like share the community and just like keep going to the clubhouse and just like keep just like meeting people from the community and sharing about it. Oh, I started a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I just posted. I just filmed the video like before this, and I was about to post it. Yeah. I started a YouTube channel.
So what's your YouTube channel about?
Can we put it in the description?
Yes, yeah, you can send it to me. I'll put it in the description.
Okay, well, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like if you wanted to check it out, you can just like go in the description. Yeah, so basically it's like now that I mean, I knew I wanted this, and it's like I have the place to like, you know, do my own things, have my own like individuality finally, and just like be able to have and give myself the space to heal and to process whatever I'm going through. And it's like that actually worked, because I didn't know if I was actually going to do it anymore, because like right now I'm just like processing one of my biggest points, which is like my fear of going to hell. Basically, because that's a major thing, because like that's all I knew, right? That's how I was raised, you know, first 7 years of my life. And it's like even up to forever, like basically, and that's still present. It's like this fear of just like you're going to go in hell. But the truth is that if you look at the world we live in, I know most people are not doing that, but if you actually look at it, and I need to do more research and all of that on that, but it's like, if you actually look at it, we're living in a hell right now. Like, give me all the descriptions of what is hell. This is what we're living right now as our reality.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where we don't even get to choose between heaven or hell. We don't even have freedom. Because there's so much abuse and brainwashing and conditioning. It's like we don't even get to choose anymore until you make this intervention of like, I'm actually gonna look at what's going on inside me. And then you do processes, and then you get techno-tutor, and you actually do it consistently, and actually change it, actually give yourself the space, whether it's physically in my situation, like actually giving myself the space, or just you give yourself this time, this space, because you know it's important, because you know that this is it's that, or you close your eyes and you act in self-interest only. And you can choose to do that if you want to. If you believe you're better than me, we're not better. We're equal. But it's like if someone believes you're better than anyone, it's like they deserve more or whatever. If you don't want equality, fair enough. Live on self-interest. But I want equality because I'm not better than anyone, and I'm not worse than anyone. We're just like equal, and we're all going through that same abusing system. And it's time to actually change. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to live that change. I'm maybe never going to live in this world of like equality and abundance, but we can actually like care for each other and trust each other and just like have the free choice, right? And actually live on heaven on heart. Maybe I'll never see that, but I don't care. I still want to stop participating in the abuse and build that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I will that's also what I will teach my children, and they will have the choice to do it or not, to act on self-interest or not, but they're not even going to, because they're just going to have the basic vocabulary and common sense of this doesn't make any sense. But basically that's a lot I just said.
No, it's good, because I think we get caught up in the terms that people are throwing around nowadays, and we forget what is actually real, and we forget that, yes, we are all equal. It doesn't matter, honestly, what our incomes are or what country we're born in. We are all people. We all have, a spirit, a soul, our essence, right? We all have things that make us hurt and make us happy if we are allowed to have those feelings, if we allow ourselves those things as well. But you're right, we are all equal people. And we are in the societies where some people think they're better than others just because of a country they live in, which is not true. But if we can work towards.
Or the way they color their hair, or the way they look, whatever.
Yeah, but if we can work towards not only making ourselves better people and being more emotionally stable so that we can support other people, then we can also help other people having the same things, right? Having access to food and water and shelter and education, the right kind of education, and having access to being able to not just survive to get by, but actually thrive in their lives, right? So, it's interesting though, is when I moved to Mexico, one of the reasons I moved to Mexico, I mean, many reasons. Canada wasn't feeling like home for many, many years. And I had an opportunity to go, and I went, okay, I'm out. I'm going. One reason was better quality of life. It certainly is better than Canada, even when you're making a good income. But the community here is so incredible. And, I got to find that out firsthand when I broke my leg, and just neighbors coming in every day to check on me and going to the store for me. And yes, I would go to the machine and take out some pesos and give them money to pay them back. And so, I take an Uber, but even the Uber driver was trying to help me up this flight of stairs and carry my bags right to my door and ask me if they need anything else. And I would never have gotten that in Canada. They would have dropped me at my curb, and I would have had to figure out how to get down the stairs to my apartment or carry the bags or anything. But here it's such a community, and it's so refreshing to actually have that. Where I've had friends who just message me and call me here, and they're like, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a little bit. Are you okay?" Right? So it's good having that down here, outside of the community of our group. Right? It's you could see where values really are still strong, and where.
Why do you think that is still? Such a big difference within how people interact with each other, Canada versus Mexico? Like, why is that?
I mean, a lot of it is their upbringing. Yes, there are a lot of people who are religious here, and it's all centered around that. But I think they work generally 6 days a week, right? So they get one day off, and their day off is they spend it with friends and family. And and when they celebrate, like they have a holiday, they celebrate. They really know how to, have a good time and celebrate. And it always is surrounding family and community. It's all, you don't have a day off unless you move to a part of the country where you know nobody. You're not going to have a day off and not spend it with people. And so I think that's just that they make that time and the effort to really be there for each other. And it's different too, because in Canada, we put our, somebody ages and we're working, we can't take care of them. So we put them in a retirement home or an old age home so somebody else can care for them. And in Mexico, that's very unheard of. There's very few retirement homes, if any. I mean, there are a few, but not many, because families take care of each other. Siblings will move in with each other to help take care of mom and dad, or mom and dad move in with the one of the kids, or grandma moves in to help take care of the babies or something, like everybody just helps each other. And I think that's, a big part of it. And I've just found too that people down here, not all, but generally speaking, they'll give you their last shirt on their back. So if you were needing clothing and they only had their shirt, they would take off their shirt and give it to you, so you would have some clothes. So it's just it's different values that they live by. I also think they're much further behind. I mean, in some regards, where we have all the technology that Canada has, but they haven't been consumed with it as much until most recent years. So they had a lot more time where people weren't watching TV all the time. They weren't on computers. I mean, everybody now has a smartphone because you can buy it cheap down here. But I mean, there's still a lot of houses that don't have TVs. Like they get their news or social media from the phones. And then they just also realize there's a lot of corruption and they don't really trust if the government says go do this, they kind of go, really? Should I? Let me think about that. So.
Wow. Yeah. I never traveled or just like got to see like different ways of living, even within my own country, because I was homeschooled and never got introduced to different ways of thinking or living. So that's so cool what you're sharing. Like, what made you go to Mexico specifically?
I mean, it was many years that I would like in Canada that I wasn't feeling like Canada was home anymore, and I felt like I belonged somewhere else, and I didn't know where, and I didn't know how to get there because we were still physically working in jobs, right? And then when COVID hit, and we ended up going in remote work. I mean, I was working in office renovation, so obviously that shut down. And we were working from home, and then I ended up getting another job that was working from home, but they were working from home for 10 years because their clients were all across Canada and US. So for them, it was nothing new. And I thought about it and I thought, well, if we're working from home anyways, and this company is not ever going back to an office, and I don't feel like Canada is really my home anymore. And I'd been watching like shows like The Nomad Capitalist where, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go somewhere else because I want to try a different experience. I want to have a better lifestyle, a quality of life. And I just really didn't feel like Canada was home for me. So I got that opportunity and then I said, okay, that's it. I drew my line and I was out. I made a split decision to go to Mexico because I have a good friend down here. And because I was tossed between going to Mexico and Eastern Europe. So I was back and forth, but I was like, I don't speak the language in the Republic of Georgia, and it's very similar to Russian, and I don't know anybody there. But and then when I just made a split decision, I knew I had a good friend in Mexico, and I messaged her and said, "Where in Mexico are you again?" Right, Cabo. Okay, I'm coming to Cabo.
You speak Spanish?
I'm learning it. Yeah, my goal is to be fluent. So every day I'm working on it. So if you were to go back to your 10-year-old self, like, what advice would you want to give her?
I don't even remember who I was at 10 years old. I don't know. Like, the one thing I would change, like literally, there's only one thing I would change about my childhood. It would be to have technotutor. To have my parents use technotutor for themselves and then use it on every single one of their children, so that they can actually support us and help us see the common sense and walk through life without having to suppress emotions or just like make us feel, or it's not even about making us feel, but just like not having the effective vocabulary required to like live, participate in life. Because I'm just looking at like the family situations I'm in right now. It's not terrible. So many people have it worse, but I don't see where this is going to get better, and I don't see that this is a good, like, healthy. It's not healthy. It's like, this is not how I know we could be, because it's like, they're good people. My siblings, my whole family, we're all good people, but we don't have the resources necessary to be able to support life and participate into life, and just like stop just like not being honest and just like brainwashing each other, because that's all we know. It's like, we're all doing the best with what we have. So I would say, like, if I could change something about it, when I was 10 years old, it's like, it's really that. Just like having the resources necessary to be able to support each other and actually like build strong, like foundations, or just like strong relationships. And so we can actually thrive, right? Because I never felt like I could thrive. I mean, I guess I did when I was playing with my siblings. We were playing with like toys and all of that, and that was awesome. Like, we would play for hours, and I was able to actually express myself with that. And I'm not saying it was all bad, but so many memories of my childhood were bad. And I would ask my siblings; they would tell me a different story. But it's like, all this disconnection that's going on. I just feel so disconnected.
Mm.
And this is not healthy, because they never meant it, but it happened. So it's like, if I could change something, it would be that. Just like going through this process, like, for them as people, and then coming together and just like building this family on like strong foundations, so that we can actually thrive, basically. Yeah, so that's what I would change. And that's what I plan on doing with my family. So, I mean, I don't blame it on them though, because they never had the resources to do it, but they could have found it. It's like, they could have been looking for a solution. But their solution is just like religion. So, I mean, it was my solution too, until I got exposed to this or all of that. I'm not like blaming them, because that's the best they did with what they had. And I know that right now it's like my responsibility to support them as best as I can, even though I feel like I don't have the authority. But it's like, yeah, support them as best as I can, and support myself, and then support my own family for later.
Wow. That's really powerful to know that. Oh, wow. And if you were, I mean, there's so many opportunities now that you have, and so many goals you're going to achieve. What is one thing that you really want other people to take away right now from all of this, or have some more thoughts on something else?
Like, if I had a message for someone listening right now?
Yeah.
The way I was able to actually change so fast, it's because I have this very like strong desire to, like, I will not accept mediocrity, and I am in some way accepting it in so many ways actually, but I still feel within myself that I won't accept mediocrity, and I feel like so many people are actually doing that, and it's like, yeah, I'm just getting by, and I'm like, that's frustrating. I look at this and I'm like, but you could be doing so much more. How? And I'm so glad I have this because that's how I got to move so far, like so quickly, you know? And it's like, I don't know. I look at people that I know that say that they want to change. I was actually talking to a friend like, yeah, today, and like I was trying to like take the conversation deep and just like offer him like the best support I could offer him, right? And I was like we're gonna do this because he struggles with like whatever, but it's like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, I'm here for you. It's like we're gonna go through that, and it's like he actually like, because he could see that's valuable, but like he kind of like said, oh, I have something else to do, and then hung the phone. And I was like, okay, I'll just wait till he calls me back, because he said he's gonna call me back. He never called back. And I was like, I mean, there's probably a reason why. It's like, yeah, he got busy with work or whatever. Sure. But it's like, he still hasn't called me back. So it's like, that just means that I don't blame it on him. There's probably a lot that's like keeping him stuck there. But it's like, I don't get it. If I was him and I was like, I have someone right now who's serious about change, and I can have the support, just like do what I like, what I actually want to actually do. It's like, then I will take advantage of that. Not take advantage, but like I will use that. I will participate into that, and I can see how much it also helps them to do that. So it's like, why not actually do it? But some people just want to stay stuck. Some people just don't want to move as fast as they actually could. And I get that, please do it. But if you're someone who's just frustrated, it's like, don't accept mediocrity. And I'm not saying like never feel like you're good enough, or just like never be satisfied with what you have. I'm not saying that, even though I do fall into that. I do fall into this a little bit. It's like, that's something I'm also working on. But it's like, if you want to, I don't know, change fast, because you can, then just like don't accept mediocrity. Don't self-attack over not doing it. Just like see it for what it is. Just like actually look at your situation, like your physical reality. What do you have access now? What can you do now? And I'm not saying that because ultimately in my mind I'm telling myself that I'm not okay with not doing the best I can do. That means that you're not going to be okay with the best you can do. There's a process to that. But it's like, process this point as soon as possible, because that's probably one of the most important. Because it's the one that's holding you back right now. Because every single one of us, me included, we could be doing so much more right now. But because of that, like programming we have, we're not. And it's like, step one, if you're just like, you're at a baseline where you can take on more, I don't know, responsibility, or just like actually do it, right? Like, that's something you just know. I know I can do more. So like, if you know you can do more, but you're not doing it, like process that point, because that's the most important. That's the one that's going to make you move way faster. And yeah, I think that's it. Basically, it's like, I mean, basically, if you want to know like what to work on, it's just like, what is top of mind? What do you feel like most of the time? Exactly. It's like, what do you feel? That's what you gotta process. Like, it's not that one specific thing. It's like the big things, especially as someone who's starting out, because I'm just starting out. I've been using it for 5 months, right? I'm just starting out. Some people have been there. It's like, yeah, I was like for 4 years, and then I realized that like very early on. And like, I'm not judging them or whatever, but I'm like, and also I was talking to him because like with my friend, like he's like way older than me, and he was like, you're so smart. It's like the things you realized I took 20 years to realize. And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, that's just common sense. But like the kids that are using technology since they were born, they're gonna go like way faster. And it's like, it's like they're just going to see it for common sense, like even more than this, and they're just going to change, like actually change, like way faster, and it's gonna be awesome. But it's like the soonest you can do it, then do it. But basically, bringing back to the point, it's like one of the most important thing that you can work on is actually your ability to move fast, I would say. But like, don't fall into self-attack, or don't fall into never being satisfied, or just never doing enough, or whatever. That's not the point. The point is just for us to just like be at our best potential, right? And our best potential, it's like we're holding it back because of our programming, and that's okay. But look at this for what it is, and just like actually work on the points you know you need to work on. And yeah, because like we all, it's like the goal is actually to just like operate at our best, right? And for me, when I look at myself, I'm like, yeah, I could be doing like better. So it's like I want to, basically. And yeah, it's like you're gonna move way faster than you think. And it's like no point that can seem very hard is actually as like no point that you're going to work on that will be like painful will be as painful as never working on that point and then passing that on to your children.
Mm-hmm.
Never. So work on it, even though it's painful.
Right. Yeah, I 100% I agree with that. So thank you for sharing that today, and thank you for really just sharing about yourself and your life and what differences you've had in just such a short period of time. It's really incredible because, like you said, most people are taking years, and the more we get stuck in our ways and the way we were brought up in our belief systems, and resist change, the harder it is to get out. So thank you for sharing all that today, and really just being inspiring for people to realize that it doesn't matter what your background is, that you can actually go ahead and fulfill dreams, be happy, live life, thrive, and actually help each other do that. So thank you.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. Yeah, it's like everything I'm doing right now, the way I was programmed goes against this. It's like you can actually change, like actually. And I'm just so glad that I got to talk with you today and just share about that. Because even as I'm talking about it, because that's so new, whatever's going on, it's like I realized some stuff, and I'm still working on so much. But basically, I'm very glad we chatted today.